How's everybody doing? Philip Lyde here, liveyourdreamseveryday.biz. And I just wanted to touch on a subject based off of a movie me and Melissa saw last night called The Hit List with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Cole Hauser. It's a straight-to-DVD movie, and in a nutshell, there's a scene in there where Cole Hauser is actually, of course, getting drunk, and he's talking to Cuba Gooding Jr., his character, about just some of the problems in his life. And just upon his chance meeting, Cuba Gooding tells him, in a nutshell, some very choice words. And he tells him, to be specific, he says, "I'm the closest thing to a friend that you have because everyone else in your life is full of shit." And what's interesting about that is because Cole Hauser's character, Alan, he gets irate and he gets upset and he goes, "Well, who do you think you are to be able to cross the line and tell me that I allowed these negative things in my life to happen, you know?" And I'm not going to give you the plot. I simply would say I would recommend that you watch this movie if you get a chance. But Cuba Gooding was saying that prior to that was that Cole Hauser's character was weak, and that the circumstances that he was experiencing at that time in his life that he thought was so negative was based off of the fact that he allowed these things to happen. And his role as his so-called friend, so to speak, was to let him know that he's the only one in his life, and this is what he says: "I'm the only one in your life that has the balls to tell you exactly what you need to hear versus what he wants to hear, you know." And I think that brings an interesting topic for today. Too oftentimes, we go through life and we try to associate ourselves with people based off of some emotional attachment, based off of the fact that we don't want to step on toes or we don't want to seem presumptuous in any way. And I realized that in saying that 2013 is Team Lyde's year of no compromise, you know, in me being myself, you know, if I offend a couple of people, that's truly not my intention. But out of nothing else other than love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, I want you guys to know that I do appreciate you and I appreciate your feedback. But at the same time, I will not compromise my values as a husband, a father, a friend, your brother, period. You know, I've done that in the past, and I know the results of that. It diminishes the integrity of our relationship. And with that being said, I don't want to ever make somebody feel that they have to compromise themselves or change who they are for the sake of our relationship. That's not why, you know, we have a relationship to begin with, I would hope. I like to shout out a couple people that I've met over the past year, you know, primarily people who have been mentoring me and sponsoring me and really showing me more so than telling me what I need to do in order to personally grow and be able to do things like this video for you guys. It comes to, this is where you know how to definitely build upon those relationships that matter, you know. Everybody, I'll say this, in a video that I saw last night by the hip-hop preacher Eric Thomas, he says something very specific that Emmitt Smith was quoted as saying. And this was also part of a campaign through Reebok, I'm assuming, back in the days when Dallas Cowboys were actually any damn good. You know, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys and fans of that, you know, good people. But the quote is this: "All men are created equal. Some just work harder in the preseason." That means the preparations that we do, the mental development, the physical workouts, leading by example, not compromising who we are in order to lead others into who they are, is part of what the problem is. A lot of network marketers specifically, as well as in other professions, but specifically I'm talking to those people looking to get into business online or to make money through network marketing or MLM or whatever the case may be, most people have this idea that they must imitate someone else in order to achieve success. I'm telling you from experience, that shit is bull. You know, be yourself, and you have to prepare, even if it means, like Emmett Smith says, to prepare yourself that much harder in order to reflect the true you, so be it. You know, if you're looking for instant gratification, you know, especially in our relationship, you won't get it. If you're looking for me to pacify you or tell you, you know, give you an attaboy when indeed you need to know that certain things just are not right, then that's what I'm going to do, you know. And that's what true friendship is. That's what true business relationships are built off of. That's what marriages succeed on, you know. Once I was more confident in myself to be able to tell Melissa certain things specifically without fear of how she would act or react, then our marriage became a lot easier from my perspective. When we talked about things, you know, that got to a point where we even considered separation, it came down to me taking responsibility for me, you know, and by doing so, that reflected me working on becoming a better husband, a better father, a better brother, you know, building better relationships. And if I have to step on, you know, if I have to walk on eggshells to develop my relationships with people, to be honest with you, I'm at a point in my life at 39 that I don't have time for that. I'm en route to making tens of thousands of dollars per month on a part-time basis, you know, and it's not that I don't love you guys, you know, that I grew up with or that I've had contact with over the years, but as the comparable Mr. Holton Bugg says of Organo Gold fame, he says that you do have to give certain people limited access. That's all I'm doing, you know. And if I can't talk to you as straightforward it is as concise as I'm being right now, then we probably don't really have a relationship that's worth keeping in the first place. So with that being said, I encourage you guys to definitely give me your feedback. Let me know what your thoughts are for those of you who really care or find some value in this video. You know, if you read the blogs or you read any of my statements online, definitely I would welcome all your comments. You know, we don't have to always like what one another says, but I definitely will appreciate and respect you from where you come from, and hopefully I'll learn in the process. Philip lied, liveyourdreamseveryday.biz. I look forward to hearing from you guys as much as I hope you guys look forward to hearing from me. Peace and love.